It's the Archivist, y'all, exclusively interviewing Dizzy Wright.
That's right.
And who is Dizzy Wright?
Dizzy Wright, I'm an artist on Funk Volume, poet / rapper / get it inner / stoner. I'm everything in one, man. I'm everything you're looking for.
And you up in Van City right now, wearing the Mark Emery hoodie.
That's right.
Let us know.
That's right. My boy Archivist hooked me up, told me the story. I respect it, so I decided to, represent.
Hell yeah. And now let's go back. Rapping since 8. Mom's writing raps for the future. Dizzy D flashy in high school. Been putting in work since 99. Let us know from the start.
Yeah, man. I started off doing what you doing. Being an interviewer, like a communicator. Just asking questions. That kind of shit. And my mom was just heavy into the music industry. And we just started doing music and stuff at a young age. We started doing shows and shit and just learning the music business at a young age. But it was just brought to us in a different kind of way. Like in a mainstream kind of way. Like that's kind of like how my mom operated. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what she known the game to be. So she just taught us differently. And it wasn't natural for me. You know what I mean? So it pushed me away from that. But it pushed me away far enough to find myself. So I pretty much just started doing my own thing, and that's when it led into high school. And I was just doing music and throwing parties and playing my music at the parties and, shit like that. And MySpace was big at the time, so I was just like on MySpace, just working, grinding, So, and it got me here. I just been going since. Consistency.
And the jerk music. Throwing parties, Team Flashy. What were some of your highlights? And your mom's interviewed artists such as Boyz II Men. Who have you done?
I've actually interviewed Boyz II Men too. I've interviewed Saint Lunatics and Nelly in their prime. City High. I don't know if y'all familiar with City High, but I interviewed City High. Genuine. I interviewed Nate Dogg, Monique when she was big. Like hella motherfuckers. Like I interviewed everybody. Tyrese, we actually got our group name The Future from Tyrese. We were at the BET Awards. Somebody asked to take pictures of him, and we were standing next to him, and he was like, "Come on." And then they were taking pictures of us, and he was holding us, and he was like, "These boys is the future right here." And we was like, damn. So we kind of ran with that. That became our group name. But yeah, man, it was pretty dope.
Anything you like to share about Nate Dogg interviewing him? It's incredible.
Oh man, the Nate Dogg interview was so long ago though. But we pretty much didn't get into a personal kind of interview. I was younger, everything was pretty much prepared for us to ask. But it was just typical stuff like what kind of advice would he give to kids inspiring to be like a rapper or artist and shit like that. Because we were interviewing for a local newsletter called JFK, Just for Kids. And it was something that my mom had put together, just like some shit that we were trying to do for the younger hip-hop culture, you know what I mean? So, but I don't remember things too vivid, you know what I mean? Because it wasn't as personal as it would be now if I could talk to him,
And coming out of Las Vegas, tell us more about the Strip, some spots that we need to check out, some of your faves, and what does it take to come up from there?
I'm 22. I don't know all the spots. Shit, I just started going. I've been by the time I turned 21, I started traveling the world, performing, so I wasn't even living the party scene in Vegas. Out here in Canada, it's 19 to drink, right? Yeah, it's 21 in the States. I really did like a lot of like house parties and like just like teen clubs type shit growing up. And I'm just now learning the spots, man. Like I went to a Lil Wayne party he had on the Strip, and he had a fucking skate ramp inside of the club. I thought that was pretty gangster, but I don't really too much know, like, the spots to go to, You can ask me that when I come back to this motherfucker in 3 years. I'm going to know all the damn spots. Right now, I don't know shit. I only been a couple places, so, yeah.
Anything you can tell us about the Strip?
The Strip? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, the Strip, I've been going to the Strip since I was young. Like, it started like Circus. Like, we used to go to Circus. Midway, I think that's what it's called. That's where, like, all the cool motherfuckers kicked it. Like, and, you know, Circus was just the place to be at. But the Strip is pretty much 24/7. In the summer, it's super fucking hot. You don't want to walk out there. But it's just a bunch of shit to do if you of age. You know what I mean? Like, if you 21, you could go to Vegas and have a ball. You know what I mean? It's casinos everywhere. For every, like, in a lot of cities, I see that in their, like, downtown areas or, like, the areas where, like, the theaters be, it'd be, like, lots of bars. For every bar that those cities have, we have casinos. So it's pretty much like wild. And it's just people, a lot of tourists, a lot of people just trying to have a good time. But it's Vegas.
And some of your best shoes, I see you're into them. VMF footwear, Too Ill, and anything else you like to collect, and any pipes.
Oh, man. My favorite kind of shoes are my 420 SB Dunks. They're like the official smoker shoes. Like, I got them from my boy Mark, who works at 8103 out in Florida. And they're my favorite, man, because they're just like the official stoner SBs. And they're just pretty sick. On a daily, I wear like Toms. Like, I know people are like, what, Toms? But they're just super comfy, and I'm just like into like the more comfortable look. And as far as pipes, I don't have a favorite pipe because I'm a blunt man. I like to roll blunts. I smoke papers and shit too, but I'm a blunt man right now, at least. I think it's the whole process of breaking the blunt down, rolling the blunt, sparking it. You know what I mean? But I don't got a favorite pipe right now.
And you collect anything else?
I don't collect anything, really. I used to collect basketball cards. I grew up on basketball. You know, that was like my passion. It's like my first love, you know. But yeah, no, I don't really collect anything right now except music. I just do a lot of music and just store music now. It's pretty much my thing.
And let's go how it all started. The Def Jams, Rip the Mic competition, twice on 106th and Park, to Wild Out Wednesday, Blaze the Stage, and then being signed to Funk Volume, sharing your achievements and these events.
It was crazy. 106 and Park was pretty crazy because one of my fans had sent in my video to BET, and they sent her an email back and told her that I could come audition. So she hit me up on AIM. I don't know if people remember AIM, like from Sidekicks. Like, AIM on Sidekicks were like super popping. You know what I mean? And she hit me up on there like, yo, BET just hit me back saying you could come audition. I'm like, what? Send me the email. She sent me the email. I end up going to New York to audition. You had to pay for every fucking thing. And it was like a 2-minute audition, and it was in front of 3 people. The music was not that fucking loud, and it was like 500 people there. It did not seem worth it. They hit me like 6 months later. Like, luckily I still had the same number. But they hit me like 6 months later and was just like, yo, is this Dizzy D Flashy? I'm like, yeah. They like, yo, you gonna be on 106 and Park Wild Out Wednesday. My heart dropped. It's like, damn. I was happy and shit. I was like, don't be fucking with me. I told the nigga that. We laughed about that too when I got to New York because I cussed at him because I thought somebody was playing with me because it was 6 months later. That's a long time. Like, I just thought that I didn't make it. Shit, you know. Figured if you don't make it, they don't hit you. You know, luckily I still had the same number. But yeah, man, I went on that the first time and I won. And it was just good for the city, just for Vegas hip-hop, you know. That this young cat was just on his grind and, you know, he went all the way to 106 and won. So then I went back for the championship and I lost by 1%. but I did a great job, you know, and people were just proud. So I just knew that was a small win, you know, and I knew that even when I lost, it was still a small win, you know what I mean? Just something to build off of. So they invited me to blaze the stage, and I won fan favorite. Like, it was like online, and people got to vote for who they thought was the best, and everybody voted for me. Like, I won it, fan favorite. So another small win, you know, just small wins I'm just building off of. Then the Def Jam competition, it was crazy how that happened. I had a dude in my city, I ain't gonna be messy and put him out there, because he probably still doing this shit, but he sent me a text like, yo, I'm opening up on this Def Jam tour, come fuck with me. At the Boulevard Mall, it's a mall, you know, Maryland Parkway in Vegas. But I'm like, what? This nigga on tour. I'm like, this nigga on tour, what? This nigga not even all that. Like, I'm gonna go check this nigga out. I go up there and it's a fucking competition. This nigga wasn't on tour. This nigga was in a competition. I was like, oh, these niggas had numbers, like all kind of shit. So all the rappers in the city were up there. You know, it was crazy. And I didn't know it was a competition, so I didn't come prepared to be in a competition. And at first I was just saying that I wasn't going to be in the competition because I didn't come prepared. I didn't know about it. But then I didn't want to be the only rapper in Vegas. Like, I was trying to be Hollywood. You know, I was too good for the competition. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just hop in this motherfucker. Got in that shit. I won that shit. You know, I wasn't even supposed to be in that shit. I was going to see this nigga on tour. I mean, and I just went hard. And they pretty much went to all these cities and picked the best rappers out of all these cities and brought them to California, and then we had to perform in this mall, and they picked 2 rappers at the end, and the 2 rappers that they picked, we were both from Vegas, though. Shout out to Sean Rose, by the way. I don't know if he's still doing his thing, but if he is, that'd be cool. But he was one of the other rappers. It was cool, because amongst all the rappers, it was still 2 Vegas niggas at the end. So I thought that was super dope just for Vegas hip-hop, you know, because we work hard, you know what I mean? But I took him out. And I won that shit. And, you know, Def Jam had a little something on the table, but it just wasn't, like, for the path that I was taking. Like, you know, I just wanted to control, like, my creativity and, you know, just be me. I mean, like, I've been down that road before that they were talking about. And it would have been cool and successful, but it just wasn't for me, so linking up with Funk Bayou was the best thing to happen to me, you know.
And some of your early work on Soul Search and Next Level, some of the homies that are on your team, let's hear about them and some of the tats that you have.
Okay, Soul Search and Next Level was just like a state of mind where I was at in life, you know, just trying to find myself, being young, having a baby on the way. Just trying to be against the odds of just being a baby daddy and just being a young nigga not taking care of his child. I grew up with, like, my family being real dysfunctional, so I really wanted to be, like, a family man, you know, so coping that with being Dizzy Wright, you know, still being this cool rap dude, but being able to be that family man and being able to talk about that, embrace that, and just soul searching, finding myself on the next level, you know what I mean? And not like as a child, but just living on my own and just embracing life, struggling, you know, so that was like a way of life, you know what I mean? So that just led me into everything about, like, now, like, even with the tattoos, like, I just was by myself and I started expressing myself through the ink, things that peaceful things that I look at and it just inspires me. It makes me feel differently instantly. Like, I don't have nothing that doesn't mean anything, you know. Everything is like in words, or it means something, or it's some kind of family that makes me feel alive, you know what I mean?
And your team?
And my team, we started as like Team Flashy. And my team in Vegas, we Flashy Inc. now. Everybody's just ambitious. Like, we went to high school together. we all been into fashion. We've all do parties together and just rock together. And a lot of my homies are young niggas, so I feel like I'm inspiration to them. And I like to be a good role model to them. You know what I mean? Not only to all the other little niggas in the world, but to my homies. You know what I mean? Just to teach them how to be better niggas, better men. You know what I mean? Because we just come from a rough place. So, but they funny. I got some funny homies. Like crazy. But then my Funk Volume family, my Funk Volume homies, I mean, everybody's pretty much familiar with them. But, you know, from my perspective, like, Jaren's the big homie. Jaren is hip-hop, fully hip-hop. You know, people, they get that South sound and, you know, they say what they want. But he's hip-hop. Nobody's more hip-hop than him on this label. Like, he knows his fucking hip-hop. He the man, you know. He just taught me a lot, you know, about hip-hop and just about studying my greats and understanding where this shit came from and how niggas used to create from nothing. Like, hip-hop came from nothing, you know what I mean? So, and to hear somebody who grew up in that time where that shit was dropping and you had to wait for that shit to drop and you had to go get that shit in the stores, you know what I mean? It wasn't like now. It's cool talking to people like that, you know what I mean, with a passion for it. So it's just dope, man. Hop was the same way. Like, Hop was right on the lines of Jaren Benton, just West Coast. You know what I mean? It's like West Coast in the South. Like, so it's just hip hop, you know what I mean? And Hop is just on another level, you know, because he just controls everything that he does, you know. So he makes you just want to do everything to perfection. It's like, I don't know if you ever seen the Michael Jackson, This Is It. But the thing that people love the most is that he always wanted shit to be right. Like, always. Like, the dancing, if anything was slightly off, Michael was like, no. That's not right. That's how Hop is, you know, in a hip-hop way. And that's a good way to be, you know. So I'm just learning from my surroundings, you know. I got big homies, little homies, just like, you know, I just learn from it all. So it's kind of cool.
And your inspiration and the process of designing the songs that you make.
My inspiration is really off of situations, like life. Like I said, I grew up off of communication. I was built off of communication. So I like to get into people's heads. I like to know about people, and I can feel when something's wrong, and sometimes I dig into that just to see what I can get out of it. And sometimes that inspires me to talk about it in a certain way where it won't seem like I'm being messy, you know, and just working around situations. Like, but life is really my inspiration, man. Like, I'm just living life, learning, being a daddy, you know what I mean? Just like being a young man, a young black man, you know what I mean? I'm just learning, and I'm looking at people's mistakes, and there's so much shit out there to look at, so many things that people been through that you could like go back and like learn from. And so I mean, I'm just in the zone, you know what I mean? Like, just smoking and just embracing life, you know what I mean? Just taking one day at a time.
And here it comes. Welcome to the game. Smoked Out Conversations. The fans in the video, dope. Such an incredible album. Can't trust them. Solo dolo. Fuck your opinion, because teamwork makes the dream work. Turn it up. Share what it has done for you, the music videos and the 6-digit figures, and making it on the Billboard charts.
You know what? Smoke Out Conversations. You know, it's crazy. My father went to jail before I was born, and he got released when I was 20 years old. I'm 22 now. I met my father last year for the first time. You know what I mean? So I was talking to him on the phone, and I was letting him know that I was coming to do a show in Detroit. So being a part of Funk Volume pretty much brought me to my father, because I was able to go out there and do a show. I wanted to know what he was like, you know. He don't know what I'm like. He ain't never met me, you know, but I know I'm this stoner kid, you know, that just love music, you know, love to talk, you know. I'm just hoping that he's cool. You know, I don't know what he's like, but anyways, I get to Detroit and I meet him, and cool as fuck, man. Just like me, he smoke weed. We talking. We just smoking and talking. The whole time I perform, he loved it. We just smoking and talking all night. That's where Smoke Out Conversations came from. Just smoking with my pops and chopping it up, you know, and just being inspired by, you know, his past and what he's been through and how he's coped with being in jail for so long. And, you know, because 20 years is a long time, man. You go in there, you come out, it's a different world, you know what I mean? So just telling him about this new way of things, I just felt like it was on a different level, you know what I mean? So I looked at it like, damn, anytime I'm kicking it with somebody, we smoking and we talking. Like, I'm like, it's perfect, you know, this is what I want people to do. I want people to smoke and talk, you know, smoke out conversations. And I just tried to put this shit together in a creative way to get people to fuck with it by expressing myself or, you know, like, accept my flaws. It's like a story built to make you feel a certain way inside, you know what I mean? Like, get it together is like for the women, just, you know, just the hardest thing in the world to do is let go, you know what I mean? So just to teach them to be strong. I actually heard T.D. Jakes say that. I was watching, I don't know if you know who T.D. Jakes is, but he's a pastor from Atlanta, I think. I lived in Covington, Georgia when I was 14 for like 4 months. And I used to watch T.D. Jakes every Sunday, you know what I mean? And we just used to talk about how the hardest thing to do is to let go, and we just need to get it together. And just all these years later, I was able to put it together in my own little way.
And it's incredible. Teamwork makes the dream work. You got the fans in the video.
Yeah, man.
Major give back.
Because, I mean, they're making it possible. Funk Volume put me in front of these fans. I had the chance to, you know, win them over. And they start fucking with me. And the more they fuck with me, the bigger the situation gets, you know what I mean? So now they embracing my talent. I love them for that. Like, genuinely love them. So I want them to be a part of everything that I got going on, you know what I mean? It makes everything cooler anyway.
And how'd the record go for you?
It went well. It went real well. Me, I just drop shit, you know. I'm just like, I put it out as I feel it. So teamwork makes the dream work is just a statement that I just think everybody can live by, you know, because you try to do everything by yourself, find yourself going a little crazy, you know, so.
Hard record to get, but incredible. One of my favorite for 2012.
No doubt.
And more than 46 shows, the Funk Volume 2012 tour with the homie Herb the Phenom. Got down meeting with Tech Nine and Lazy Bone from Denver, Colorado to Cleveland, Ohio to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's hear it. Independent living.
Yeah, independent living. It's Smoke Out Conversations. I went to a couple cities before I started the tour. Just with Hop, running around with Hop, opening up for Hop, just doing some shit, you know. And just going hard, just learning from Hop and just learning how to go hard, you know. So traveling was super fun though. We smoked a lot of weed. Herb the Phenom was super funny. He a super hip hop critic. It was just a good time, man. Like, it definitely prepped me for like the FV 2012 tour, you know. So it was like my like groundwork, like really just kind of understanding this tour life, understanding how shit goes, like, because I had no idea, you know, but tour's a little different, so it definitely prepped me for everything.
And Smoked Out Conversations, the mixtape, over 130K of downloads, and interviews with Red Bull, Hip Hop DX, to the crew with Tim Westwood with the Cypher in the UK, going to Amsterdam and share about that grind. We now in Vansterdam.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Like, Tim Westwood was dope. I just been watching Tim Westwood for a long time. He wanted us on there, which was dope for Funk Volume because teamwork makes the dream work. You know, if all three of us or all four of us is together, it just makes everything kind of on 10. So it's cool. And Amsterdam, oh man, I love Amsterdam. Like, it's just that way of life, you know. I love weed, man. Weed takes me to a peaceful place, you know what I'm saying? And being in Amsterdam, being in the coffee shops, puffing, I mean, with people just around doing homework, talking, chilling, just smiling, laughing. Just, it was good for me, man. Like, you know, and they got the red light district out there with all the bitches.
And now we in Amsterdam. Let us know what you got here.
Yo, I got some BC Bud, man. Oh wait, hold on. I got some. This is some of the finery. I actually had another bag with some bigger nugs, but we smoked it. But I promise you, it smells good. It smells like real, like good pussy. You know, if you know what good pussy smells like, you know what this smells like, and you feel me.
And the first agreement, the EP, Fly High with Nakia, definitely hot. How's it gone for you, and any other future projects on the exclusive?
Oh, first agreement. This is my favorite because you know what? I've done a lot of mixtape shit. I've done an album. I've done a mixtape. And I just feel like I've come to the point where I'm finding my sound. I'm finding out who Dizzy Wright is, you know. And now I feel more comfortable with myself and the shit that I'm doing, you know. I'm using something that inspired me to create. It don't get no better than that. Like, the first agreement is based off of a book, The Four Agreements. I read The Four Agreements and I just felt, damn, this shit is like inspiring, you know. And I wanna try to live like this because it's a better way of life, you know. It's like heaven on earth, what it really talks about. So I know that people just reading it, a lot of young cats is not really just gonna understand it, you know. You gotta live a little to even understand it, you know what I mean? So I figured that I could try to put this in a way that's understandable, that's not too much for them, that's still fun, but it still has some kind of message to it, you know what I mean? So creating, and it's just working, man. Working with Nakia is just dope because she just has that soulful voice, and it's the soulful shit that I think that really gets people in the state of mind, you know what I mean, of just thinking and understanding what I'm really saying. So instead of me singing the shit, I can't sing. But I think just adding that like R&B soulful twist to it, it just gives people like a 90s feel, or like an old school kind of make you want to think feel. I love it, man.
And how's the project going for you?
It's going great, man. Everybody got it. It's sold out on this Canada run. Everybody's pretty much seeming to like it, man. And I think it's good. It's working out just as I thought it would.
And now you got that Hotel Stripper video. Big ups?
Yeah, man. Hotel Stripper. Yeah, man. Hotel Stripper is crazy. Just having fun, man. Just straight to the point, being impeccable. Just being straight to the point, man. Like, talking that shit, having fun, being 22. It's a state of mind. It's definitely a state of mind. But it's a turn-up song. It's for everybody who wants to have fun, and we have fun with it, man.
And let us know about working with Super Hot Beats.
Super Hot Beats was cool. We got high. It was cool. Super Hot Beats is just talented, man. He worked with everybody.
That's the homie.
Yeah, he's going to be a legend, man. And he's the one who introduced me to Nakia, so that's how all that happened. And it was just dope working with him. I'm definitely going to work with him soon. I was actually going to do a full EP with Super Hot Beats, but then I started hearing other shit, and then I started hearing reggae shit, and then it was just like, I was just in a different zone.
And opening for Tyga, MGK, to name a few, share on your best tour and largest crowd that you've ever rocked.
Tyga was the first person that I like really was like that dude that I opened up for, where people was like, uh-oh, okay. Like, it was at the Hard Rock in Vegas. You know, just being from Vegas, performing at like all the open mics and like hookah lounges and like little teen clubs and house parties. To be at the Hard Rock was like a big step for me, you know. It was dope. I also opened for Dom Kennedy at the same spot. That was actually pretty dope too. He did his thing. Yeah, I was with Hot when I opened for MGK. And it was just dope. It was like Wild Boy had just came out not too long ago, and I really wanted to see the Wild Boy in the flesh, you know, like, and he lived up to the hype. He was ill, you know. He made all of us want to go harder. And he was definitely a wild boy, so I always embrace people's talents. You know what I mean?
Tech N9ne?
Man, Tech N9ne is like, it's crazy. I was performing one day and I didn't know Tech N9ne was there. We were in Kansas, and I was just on stage, just putting my heart on the stage, you know, like I was just super drunk and just super into my emotions and lyrics, like, you know, so I was just going real hard, like, I didn't know he was there, and he was there. And he came up to me after the show. He was just like, yo, you're the truth, man. I was just like, damn, Tech N9ne. So it was just awesome, man. Like, I fucked with Tech N9ne a long way.
And the largest crowd you've ever rocked?
Largest crowd? 3,500. 3,500 maybe. Mm-hmm.
And the best hip-hop memory you've been part of or contributed to?
My best hip-hop memory is when I was 15 years old. My uncle Lazy Bone, he brought us to Phoenix. They were trying to do like a new Bone Thugs, like they wanted to call it Mighty Mo Thug 5. So yeah, we were like in Phoenix, and we were in the studio with Bone. Busy wasn't there. It was just Wish, Crazy, and Lazy. But there was a Studio 1, a Studio 2, and a Studio 3. I actually think it was a Studio A, Studio B, Studio C. But Studio A was the biggest. Studio B was the second biggest. Studio C was the littlest. We were working out of Studio C. Bone was working out of Studio B. And Cassidy was working out of Studio A. I remember Lazy just coming over and getting us and taking us to meet Cassidy. And we just sat down with Cassidy and had a super... Like, I know Cassidy is in his, like... He beefing right now with Meek Mills, and he's doing his fucking whatever he's doing, you know? But, like, we had a super personal, deep conversation with Cassidy, you know? And that shit, like, really touched my heart, you know what I mean? And he was just, like, super genuine and a real nigga. He was, like... I think he was in a car accident, if I'm not mistaken. Something happened to him, but he got big. Like, he got kind of big. And this is when he was big. He's slimmed down now and he's back normal, but this was that time. He was, like, big, you know what I mean? But he was super cool. Like, he had a diss song. I think he had a diss song for 50 Cent that he never put out, but he let me hear it. It was crazy. Going in on 50 and Lloyd, all them niggas. I ain't trying to expose a nigga or start nothing, but... No, I remember nigga, you know what I mean? It was a crazy diss though. He was like, yeah, I'm ready to bite anybody's head off. But that's like my craziest, like, most memorable, like, hip-hop moment. Just meeting somebody, being in a hip-hop environment, and just meeting somebody in a hip-hop game who was just biting niggas' heads off, just spitting game to us, you know what I mean? That shit was crazy. I thought that was, like, dope.
And any future projects or any exclusives you want to let us know about?
I mean, I'm going to be working this year, man. Like, I got the second agreement coming. I don't know when it's going to drop, or, you know, I don't know if I'm going to do an album next. Right now, man, I'm like, Jaren, Hop, and Swizz all got projects coming out. You know, Hop got Knock Madness, Swizz got Rock, Paper, Swizzers. Jaren got Kill the Kings coming. I'm on all that shit. So I'm rocking with the homies, and I'm just hopping on they shit. I'm fucking stealing fans from them.
One of the best memories you could share with Funk Volume together as a crew?
Just being on stage. Being on stage, man. Like, when we just all on stage dancing and just having fun, everybody's just showing their personality. That's my best memories. Like, it's so many memories that my boys, like, everybody got their own little way, you know what I mean? Like, so I just love learning and performing and rocking out with these niggas and smoking with Hopper. I smoke so much weed with Hopper and just laughing, working out with Swizz. Swizz really buff, like, and just fucking freestyling with Hop and talking hip hop with Jaren. And just, like, I really don't got a favorite memory because, you know, we've been on tour all year just fucking growing with each other and my brothers now. So, but if I have to say anything, it's being on stage.
And you got anything to say to Canada?
Canada, I'll be back. Have the BC bud for your boy. And I love it out here, man. I love the fact that they just show love and support. This is my first time here. I just been getting a lot of love. People know the music, and I'm just glad people feeling that shit. And I love Canada for that. It's cold as fuck out here. I know to bring some more warmer clothes next time. But I'm fucking happy to be here. I really am.
And you got any shouts?
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you if you're watching this. Nah, but shout out to Funk Body, man. Shout out to Flashy Inc., my city, Vegas, man. Shout out to Archivist. And this beautiful lady taking pictures. Y'all can't see her, but she beautiful. Shout out to all the fans, man, and everybody that just support, man. I appreciate everything, man.
And shouts to Dame and Dizzy Wright. And this is the Archivist, and you already know the name, y'all.
Peace.